Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about accounting and bookkeeping for pharmaceuticals and healthcare products and biotechnology industry. We'll cover these few topics in today's video. We'll start with the revenue recognition, then we'll go to inventory management, then research and development cost, regulatory compliance, intellectual property management, then we'll talk about clinical trials and testing, government grants and subsidies, sales and marketing expenses, taxation and incentives, and lastly, licensing agreement and partnerships. So let's start with the revenue recognition. In revenue recognition, you have to make sure that all the revenue that you are having from the sales and the services by a firm is properly recorded and documented. And in pharmaceuticals, this might include your sales of your medicines, or your drugs, or medical devices, or healthcare services that you may provide. And you have to do this and properly record all these revenue streams to understand the financial health of your business. Inventory management. Inventory management is very important when it comes to a pharmaceutical industry because medicines often might get expired. So in this you have to monitor your inventory products and medical devices properly, and also you have to do regulatory count your inventory, so you can see what is missing, or if you don't get overstock your medicines, or you don't get less stocks of your medicines. Research and development cost. You need to track the research and development expenses diligently. So if you are investing in some research and development, you have to specifically record all this, how much you have spent it on the new things, or on a new medicines. So this cost will often have a long-term implication and may impact your future product offerings. Regulatory compliance. In regulatory compliance, you have to make sure that you are compliant with all the industry regulations, standards, such as if you are producing some medicines, then you have to be compliant with the good manufacturing practices, and you have to be regulated with the Food and Drug Administrations. Okay. And this compliance can affect your finances directly through, if you do something wrongly, then it will directly affect your finance through some fines or reputation damages. Intellectual property management. If your company is having some kind of patent on some particular medications or some particular services that only your firm can provide, you have that, then it's very essential that you account for these things properly. These assets can be valuable and should be recorded accurately to see your financial statements. Clinical trials and testing. If the company is involved in something clinical trials or in clinical testings, like if you are making some new medications or if you are trying a new therapy or something, then you have to record the cost of these things accurately. This cost can be substantial and can play a vital role in your future decision making. Government grants and subsidies. Government grants and subsidies. In this, if your company receive a grant or a subsidy from any government, okay, then if your company receives a grant from any government, so the funds that you get from the government is very important to be recorded and reported properly. This can often apply some specific rules on the funds that how you can use that particular funds for particular things. So you have to record them all properly. Sales and marketing expenses. In sales and marketing expenses, you have to monitor your expenses related to the sales and your marketing efforts. This can include your promotional events, or if you are doing some kind of advertisements, then this will affect that too. And sales and your sales team salaries, the marketing agent salaries. This all will be the efficient allocation of the resources that you are having in these areas. These areas are usually important to maintain for your profitability. Taxation and incentive. You have to be aware of the tax incentives specific to your industry. These incentives can significantly impact the company's financial position and should be considered in tax planning and reporting. License agreement and partnerships. In this, if the company is involved in some licensing agreements or involved in some partnerships, then this should be accurately documented. These agreements can have a financial amplification and might affect the company's revenue and the expenses that your company has been doing. So, every industry has some key performance indicator that shows the how industry been growing through years by years. So here are some key performance indicators that are commonly used in pharmaceutical and healthcare product industry. So let's talk about the indicators. The first indicator will be revenue and profit margin. This indicator will monitor the revenue and profit margins provided So it can provide a basic understanding of your company's financial health and your company's profitability. Research and development spendings. This indicator will measure the investment in developing your new drugs or new medicines, or if you are developing some new therapies or devices for treatments, then this indicator will measure all these things. Time to market. This indicator will measure the time it takes to develop a product from the concept to present it to the market. The shorter the time the advantage you will have as a competitor. Clinical trial success. This indicator will measure the percentage of the clinical trials that are successfully happened in the next phase. Okay. Patent portfolio strength. This indicator calculates the number of patents that are granted and their relevancy to the industry. And a strong patent portfolio can indicate a company's ability to innovate and protect its products. Okay. Now let's touch base the market share indicator. A company's portion of a total market for a specific product or service. This indicator will measure this thing. How much market share you have from a particular product of your firm. This will be calculated in market share indicator. Now let's talk about sales growth. You have this indicator will monitor your sales growth over the time period or to get you insight of the demand that customers having from your product or from your service. So let's talk about customer satisfaction and feedback indicator. In this indicator will gather a feedback from your healthcare professionals, your patients and other stakeholders to provide a insight into the quality and efficiency of your product or your service. Regulatory compliance and approvals. This indicator will track the number and the speed of your regulatory approvals, the delays, and if there is a rejection in this can impact your product launch, and this can also impact the revenue growth. Inventory turnover. This indicator will measure how quickly your inventory is sold or replaced. So if it is very good, if your inventory is solding very quickly, then the turnover is essential or wastage. The turnover will prevent this wastage, and especially for the products with the limited shelf time. If the products have some expiry dates, then it is essential. So here at Meru, we do all these things. We do accounting and bookkeeping for this industry, and we have a team of experts that can do these things as seamlessly as you want or as perfect as you want. So that was all for the accounting and bookkeeping for pharmaceuticals and healthcare product biotechnology industry. Thank you and have a nice day.